Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Confessionals. Let's get into the survival at Infernos.
Reminder, kids, don't do anything Inferno does on his channel. I mean, look what he did to Gum last episode. Finally, new teams. I didn't like that weird but true book. He was always just that one guy, you know?
Okay, but you didn't need to slap me.
That feeling when hand sanitizer wastes his immunity pinecone because everybody but him got votes.
Ghost Almond Men. Hello everyone, welcome to the challenge results. As you can see here, I got a shotgun shell on my desk. But actually, that's supposed to be representing the co-host, Eker, who's judging with me on this challenge. Isn't that crazy? Hasn't been here since the first challenge. And he's on video call, so he's actually going to be here judging the challenge, and we're going to be reading it out live. I've read all the segments, but I haven't read them all at once as a cohesive story, so this is going to be kind of the first time for me, and for him it's definitely going to be the first time because he hasn't seen any of the stories, so yeah.
Yep, I've been here the entire fucking time.
Yeah, he's been here the entire time. He's been the co-host, but he hasn't really done anything. I mean, to be fair, I haven't really invited him to do much, but you know, it's whatever.
That's the way I like to do things. Not doing things. It's my favorite thing to do.
Hell yeah! All right, I'll send you like a text file. First, we're gonna be doing the Almond Men, which is one of the two teams. You of course came up with the new team names: Almond Men, Gru Gaga Hoogers. All right, time to read the Almond Men story, part 1. Yeah, so what do you think of that? What do you think about it?
I think it's a pretty good story. Good, not much character development, but I really feel Squirrely's quest for Almond.
Yeah,
I understand.
Well, like I've had more time to think about it since I've like read it a few times and I've read it as it goes along. I think there's a good amount of filler, which is to be expected since there wasn't the coordination wasn't exactly on key with either team. Like, there's a good amount of filler in this one. There's probably a decent amount of filler in the next one. I'm not going to say anything because we haven't read it yet, but like some parts like they didn't really progress the story, but there's some really good parts here. Like the ending I thought was pretty well done. Like it wraps up the story in a satisfying way in only a few sentences. I think the part where he just says he was actually proud of what he did in the Queen of England sucks. I think that was funny because like it's like, oh, that doesn't really make sense, but. And
yeah, that was funny. I think that was a good
I like how he just stops randomly to kill like the queen, and that's like one of the only significant plot points. That's funny, but like I like maybe it's not like the best storytelling. I don't know, but it's cool. It's cool. It's a good story. I like the concept, a few of the references there. So yeah, overall pretty good story. What do you have any final words for it?
Goes to Walmart, buys Almond.
Truly words of the wise, wisest wise, or truly wiser words have never been wizen. Oh. Thanks, Seeker, for playing this music. It's really thematic with the story. It really applies. Alright, so let's hear what you think.
I think that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think it was really good. Like, they did a good job referencing the people who wrote the later parts, really did a good job referencing the early parts and keeping it consistent. The characterization was very consistent. Really good story. The action was pretty cool. Like for like how like divided and segmented the stories were. I thought the action sequences were pretty cool, and
it felt like one consecutive smooth scene to me.
It was good. To an extent, you can like barely realize there was like 7 different people working on this. It was put together really well.
I think it was assembled very well. Very good storytelling overall. The name of the Goblin City might have something to do with me, since I think my friend, the hand sanitizer,
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
the first part. And
Yeah.
known to my friends, I am somewhat of a groblin.
Groblin? Oh.
I
Wait.
behave in certain ways that
Wow.
could be considered goblin-like.
That's funny. That's interesting. Like, that's kind of like a... Maybe they... I don't know if I told them that you were co-judging. I think I did. So maybe he was playing to you with that one. Yeah,
Maybe, and if he was, I think it worked, because I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. Now that we're done talking about the story, we need to decide a winner. Now that I reread them like as full stories, I'm thinking, yeah, the Gruga
Yeah,
Hoogers took
I'm
it.
leaning towards the Grugaga Hoogers. Don't get me wrong, I think the Element Men did a really, really good job, but
Yeah.
I still think the Grugaga Hoogers
Yeah.
take this one.
I think the Gruga Hoogers, like, they wrote like a very like consistent story, while like Almond Lovers, the Gruga Hoogers was like silly but like serious at the same time, and like the Almond Lovers story was kind of disjointed, like
Wacky.
it was wacky, but it was also like disjointed in like a way that kind of like hurt it. In terms of like, oh, you talk to the yellow-faced guy and then you do that again for like 3 slides. For 3 paragraphs were dedicated to the yellow-faced guy, and then 2 paragraphs were dedicated to the Queen of England, which I thought that was like a highlight of the story, but like
Yeah, I think that was pretty funny. That was a good moment of it.
yeah, so like I think too much time was wasted with certain things and not enough time was put into other things. Also, I think the characterization of Squirrely is pretty consistent throughout the story. He's like a total jackass, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't
which
even...
I can kind of relate to. I like the character.
I don't think they even like intended to make him a jackass, but he just sort of became one through the process of the story making.
Yeah, I think assassinating the queen helps with that a bit.
Yeah, he just fucking dupes the queen, falls down the
wretched.
stairs. You want to fall down the stairs? Hey, you're protecting you wanna take a limousine ride in France? Do you want to do that, queen? Wait, was it? You want to do it, queen? I'll take you to Bonjour, the French restaurant, and along the way, there might be a surprise. I'm not gonna say there's not gonna be one. Wait, was it in France? Was it in France?
Yeah,
where
she can meet the princess in hell.
Lol. Yeah. So overall, I think they both wrote good stories, but.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Gruga Hoogers with this one.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, also we need to discuss who on the Almond Lovers will get immunity.
Almond Men.
Almond Men. No, I keep getting it mixed up. Almond Lovers, Almond Men.
So to do that, we'd have to discuss who wrote what parts.
All right, I'm gonna make. So I already had a segment in mind and a person in mind to get immunity, and that was the last part of the story, and which it was written by Shinio, aka Tons of Things, who I think the last part of the story was very well written. I think it surmises the story in a good way that makes sense. I think it does good with the parts it was given.
I have to agree.
Yeah, so the last part will I'll give that my immunity, but what do you think? What part do you think is the best?
Yeah. So who wrote the part about killing the queen? Or encountering the queen. Whatever.
Yeah, that was part 5. That was a Shirt Apple Cider. He wrote the part about how he like the queen offers him the almonds. Also, like the queen was mentioned in part 6 too. But...
Oh yeah, I think he did a good job with that one. I think he carried on the story with the queen pretty well.
He was actually proud of what he did. The Queen of England is actually a really big prick, and I think that was I was reading that, and that was organically funny. So I think also at the same time that might deserve immunity, because that was like the part of the for a wacky story that didn't make much sense. That was the part that made me laugh. So.
Yeah, I think a good organic chuckle is really nice.
Yeah, like the Queen of England was actually a really big prick, And like,
Yeah, I think that's funny, calling an elderly monarch a huge prick. I think that's kind of funny. With a good organic laugh. So I think, you know what? I think for that, I'm gonna give Gabe or Mouse the immunity.
yeah, and he led the story to the part where they call the police. So yeah.
So that had a big influence on the end of the story, which I think was pretty good.
And so the Almond Men have lost this challenge, but tons of things in Mouse have won immunity. So, you can vote for my phone, combo lock, Skittles, razor, or shirt, and one of them will be eliminated in the next episode.